All of us die. Not all of us truly live. But hardly any of us accomplish anything of note after we kick the bucket. Some of us, well, one way or another, we hang around for a while. Learn how you can party after you die, or at the very least hang around for a long time. Tonight on Deep Fat Fried.
Deep Fat Fried!
Dude, Scotty looked embalmed during that intro. Did you see him?
I like. I'm deciding I'm going to get myself taxidermied.
So this is all about basically like weird things that have been done with bodies over the centuries. Like, we're going to start with some extreme embalming.
What's extreme about it?
Well, I'll explain it to you, TJ. What makes the weirdest funerals possible is something called extreme embalming. Embalming, as you know, is an invasive procedure that involves the injection of chemical solutions into the arteries, tissues, and sometimes the organs. The deceased fluids are drained to slow decomposition, and the physical appearance of the deceased is restored for cosmetic purposes. This involves the injection of fillers, use of makeup, restorative wax, wiring the jaw shut so the body's not laying in the coffin like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Nobody wants to see that shit. This already sounds pretty crazy in a vacuum. What makes extreme embalming extreme, as TJ asked? As the science evolves, embalmers are now doing extra steps to improve the appearance to the point of making them seem almost lifelike. One of the first known customers of extreme embalming was Vladimir Lenin, the first chairman of the Soviet Union. The communist revolutionary century-old body continues to be an ongoing experiment in the extreme science of embalming.
Well, that's fucking weird. Lenin's dead. Let's embalm him. Let's try to fucking make him look as lifelike as possible. Which, by the way, who wants that? If I'm going to go fucking gawk at a corpse, I want to fucking see a goddamn corpse.
Kim Il-sung.
I don't want to see all this like, oh, he's so lifelike. You know, he's dead.
Yep.
Yeah,
Let me see him dead so I can fucking grieve and process that shit naturally.
Cool.
I think briefly, at least. So Vladimir Lenin died in January 1924 following years of poor health and
rest in power.
Series of strokes. Yeah, rest in power, King.
Yeah.
Way to starve half the fucking country. On the day Lenin died, his successors began planning a state funeral and ceremonial burial for Lenin. Lenin and his family were quite firm in their request not to create a sense of hero worship. They didn't want that. They got
well,
that.
based
That's
on what I'm
exactly
seeing in
they
this
got.
picture, it looks like they fucking got that anyway.
Yeah, that wasn't going to happen.
Yep. These wishes were soon violated. His body was put on display for about a week. Despite the freezing temperatures, tens of thousands attended. Those extremely cold temperatures led to little decomposition evident on his corpse. This frozen state gave the party leadership a much longer period to consider what to do with Lenin's body. Party members pointed to the long lines of people who still wanted to say goodbye to their leader. More than 500,000 people had already queued up to pay their respects. So after much discussion, the party collectively decided that a tomb containing Lenin's body could become a site of world pilgrimage for the working class.
And it did.
Yep.
I don't know. A bunch of people will go to it.
I don't really know too many people like we're working class people.
You know, we're going to take some time off from the old fucking steel mill down here in Jersey City. We're heading over to fucking Moscow to pay our respects at Vladimir Lenin's working class tomb. You know what I mean?
Dude, I would go to the fucking tomb. I know that much.
I'd like to
You
see
ain't no
it.
working class motherfucker, Scotty.
Fuck you, TJ.
You a fucking podcasting internet person, just like says shit into a microphone all day. Vladimir Lenin's corpse, that's pretty fucked up, huh, guys? Anyway, enjoy your commute to work, plebs. You fucking elitist snob, Scotty.
Fuck, TJ.
I am of the people.
You are not.
You're the bourgeoisie. You are fucking son of a bitch.
Jesus Christ.
Ow!
The French Revolution is happening again live on the show. Just a mention of Lenin and the people's passions are inflamed.
I know, right? It's crazy.
So, in March of 1924, another Vladimir Vorobev, and another guy, Boris Zabarsky, who was a biochemist of the Moscow Medical Institute, were asked to apply their newly developed biochemical method of embalming on Lenin's body. The process is a pride of Russia and very secretive. Nobody really knows exactly what the fuck they did to preserve Lenin.
If this is like a recent photo, I'm guessing this is a photo?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they just taxidermied his ass, you know? I mean, that seems like a word. Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe. How do you get somebody's, specific facial structure right? I don't know. But all that is preserved of Lenin's body, incidentally, is his skeleton, skin, muscle tissues, and outward form. His vital organs and his brain were all removed for study at autopsy directly upon his death. From the 1920s until 1991, preserving Lenin's body was a scientific priority for the former Soviet Union. During this period, the Mausoleum Group consisted of over 200 scientists and technicians. Just specifically,
so they put serious fucking resources into we will preserve.
Gotta keep this body.
Vladimir Lenin's dead fucking lifeless body.
And why not, TJ?
But, as you know, the former Soviet Union is called the former Soviet Union for a reason, and it fell, and times were tough, and the massive amount of resources to preserving Lenin's body, just weren't really available. So over time, more and more of the body has been replaced, leaving behind more of a model-covered skeleton, so more of a taxidermy now than a truly preserved body. So apparently all the way up through 91 or 92, it was his real body. And nobody could tell how they actually were able to do it. But according to a detailed report by Jeremy Sue in Scientific American, the Russians prefer to preserve the body's shape, weight, color, and flexibility rather than just the biological tissue. They have to substitute occasional parts of skin and flesh with plastics and other materials. That makes
so basically whenever the flesh started to look too fucked up, they just replaced it with plastic or something.
Yeah, they threw some plastic on it and some spackle, and basically that's what's on display now in Lenin's tomb. Is not much of Vladimir Lenin is left there. His bones are inside of it, but it's mostly just a taxidermied husk replacement. So because of Vladimir Putin's attitude, the cultural minister's pleas were ignored, and Putin's bodies is still on display to this day. So I guess a cultural minister at one point wanted to take his body down and bury it, I guess, and give it a proper burial. And Putin was like, no, Lenin's body will stay in tomb for people to look at. And so that settled that as...
Yeah. I'm sure it did.
As most things in Russia are settled. That's Vladimir Putin's body. Some you can go see, but apparently
that's not Vladimir Putin's body.
That's Vladimir Putin's body. Some you can go see.
That's Vladimir Putin.
We're in an alternate universe where Vladimir Putin led the fucking
Vladimir
Putin.
That's probably what most Americans would sound like.
Is Vladimir Lenin the leader of Soviet?
Well, why are there so many goddamn Vladimirs? That's what I want to know.
Too many.
Look at Vladimir Putin. Look at him. Look at his body.
Too much vodka before the show.
No, that's not true. Fucking Russians have too many goddamn Vladimirs. They had to pick a different goddamn name. Even one of the dudes that mummified the fucking guy was named Vladimir. Vladimir worked on Vladimir, so we're not taking down Vladimir. Who says? Vladimir says. Can we get a Sam or a Joe thrown in there, you fucks? Anyway, let's talk about the Incorruptibles. All right. You want to know where I learned about these from? I bet you won't be able to guess.
A&E.
Nope.
Okay.
Reader's Digest.
Brett Keane.
What?
Back in the day,
at least I'm not. Wait, I am.
Back in the day, the matinee himself did an back when he was still an atheist situation, he did a video about these, debunking them and pointing out how weird it was that they kept bodies and, display and shit.
I have seen some of them at the Vatican.
So Lenin isn't the only body that's meticulously maintained for display for visitors. While not achieved with as advanced preservation techniques, the Incorruptibles have similarly uncanny bodies in glass coffins. So at its core, incorruptibility only means that the body was left in a state that should have led to putrefaction or the liquefaction of guts, but for some reason it didn't. It happens without scientific explanation, so embalmed bodies and mummies are out. Early Catholics who discovered incorruptible saints first attributed their lack of decomposition composition to a miracle from God. This is Saint Zita here. For centuries after her death, many Catholics urged the church to make her a saint. When the church exhumed her, Saint Zita had been dead for nearly 300 years. However, her body was still completely intact. So the church and other Catholics considered this to be a miracle. Some even claim that Saint Zita's body cured blindness and infertility.
Damn.
Two things that are linked by masturbation, too. You know, according to Catholic tradition, if you jerk off, you'll go blind. So anybody that jerked off and went blind, just go over to Saint Zita's corpse and
Saint Zita, please.
But you know what? She makes you infertile. That's the price you pay. Oh wait, no, she takes her infertility away. That's cool.
That's true. So let's see. The church.
She don't look all that fucking. She looked pretty goddamn decomposed to me.
The church has since mummified the body. Because
look at her. She looks like a goddamn mummy. Yeah. They just found some other bitch and was like, "Oh, Saint Zita, she's no." They just strangled a hooker the night before and was like, "Oh, look at the body of Saint Zita, so well preserved after all this time." And then they mummified the fucking bitch, and now here we are worshiping a fucking 300-year-old whore.
Whore, TJ?
Yeah,
a saint. TJ.
An actual literal whore.
Saint?
Saint whore.
Saint whore.
Yeah.
Wow, I dare you to go to the Basilica di San Frediano in Lucca fucking and say that shit, TJ.
You know what? I'll call the Catholic Church up right now. And
no, go there.
I'm gonna say,
go there and say this is a mummified whore.
I want a meeting with the Pope, and I want to fucking tell him my theory.
When you walk up to the fucking Basilica and the guy's there to take your ticket or whatever the fuck, you say, "Get out of my way. I'm here to see that old mummified fucking whore in there. Show me that old cunt.
I ain't paying no ticket price to see some mummy whore."
I was going to walk on in and see it.
€5? That's a little steep for just a shriveled up old mummified whore, Saint.
My great granddaddy mounted that bitch for 1 shilling. And now I'm supposed to pay $25 just to look at her old shriveled, desiccated ass.
That's inflation.
Bullshit.
It's the inflation, dude.
So here's another incorruptible. Saint Vincent de Paul is the next picture there. Here he is.
Oh, he looks creepy.
He looks like
gross.
He looks like Robert Englund.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, is this Freddy?
Yeah, it looks like Freddy Krueger.
Let me cue the fucking Nightmare on Elm Street music then.
No, that's the wrong one. That's Jason,
Halloween.
right?
Here.
Halloween, yeah.
It's more like dun, 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 dun.
Oh, yeah, it's do.
Yeah. I can't find it, but whatever. I didn't put music.
Sure.
Yeah, shut up, Scotty.
Saint Vincent de Paul's body was said to be so pure that it did not decay for more than 5 decades, except for his nose and eyes, apparently less holy parts of the body than the rest, which did decay. Oh, shit.
Where's this part? Oh, there's like a particular part I'm looking for. There we go.
Oh, fuck, no!
It's Freddy.
Yeah,
it is him.
It's him. It's fucking 100% Freddy Krueger.
Freddy confirmed. So
far we got a fucking desiccated whore corpse, and we got Freddy fucking Krueger.
Yep.
Good.
Renowned as a symbol of compassion and humility, so I guess the anti-Freddy. St. Vincent was canonized a century after his death. However, when the vault was later opened, the monks found that their beloved incorruptible saint turned out to have morphed into a messy pile of bones. So St. Vincent's putrefaction immunity was clearly not eternal. Some archival research by the church eventually revealed that St. Vincent's dismemberment was actually done by the church itself. Previous church members had sent the saint's arms to African and American colonies to help convert heretics. So they hey, send a piece of him over there. Send a piece of him over there. Send this incorruptible son of a bitch everywhere. And that's probably what sped up the decomposition, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Finger bones had been offered as gifts to members of the Parisian high society for private devotional use. Here's a finger bone of Saint Vincent.
Pinky of Christ, Paul. Pinky of Christ.
Pinky of Christ, I know. Once it's revealed, the world will never be the same.
Pinky of Christ.
Once found, the relics of Saint Vincent de Paul were wrapped in black silk, dressed with sumptuous ecclesiastical garments. The nuns were so unfamiliar with the act that they dropped him and broke one of his leg bones. The numerous missing parts of his fragile skeleton were wired with wood like a taxidermy. Wax representations of his face and hands were crafted to give the relic a human appearance. And he was posed clutching to his chest an ivory crucifix from the Notre Dame treasury. So there you go. So you want to go see Robert England's corpse before he's even dead? There you go.
Yeah. Check it out, man.
There are also some incorrupt saints who seem perfect, but in fact are way too good to be true. Saint Victoria, pictured a fragmented skeleton, was hauled out of the Roman catacombs at a mere suggestion that she might be a martyr. In her lifetime, she would not recognize her name, story, or even post-mortem outfit changes. Those were pieced together or invented entirely by the church. Wax over the skeleton is a common way for the bodies of, quote, incorrupt saints to be preserved for display.
Of course.
What a miracle. We made a wax model of a person and grafted it over their actual skull.
Well,
Yeah.
They're so well preserved. It's a miracle.
It's so people will come there and pay money to see it. Wow. That's all it is. It's basically like
It's a scam,
yeah, it's a religious tourist attraction.
Dude,
I don't believe it.
I know people won't know this, but all three of the mini-sodes that we've made today have been inextricably linked, and we didn't talk to each other about it ahead of time. We did fucking religious hucksters and how they fucking scam money in the modern age. This is just the old Creflo Dollar technique. Dig
That's
up
all it
some
is.
bones and call her a fucking martyred saint or whatever, and put some
She
wax
gave
over.
her life for the defense of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
Please tithe, give to the church. Yeah, of course.
So human interference factors into the decay of incorruptibles as well. I think we got another
No
picture
way.
here. Yeah.
No way.
Saint
They just paid a
Julian.
dude to lay in this bed and be real still. That's what happened here.
You think so?
Yeah, that's a real dude. He's just
100%,
like,
dude. Yeah.
So Saint Julian Amard's body was accidentally destroyed by an attempted preservation treatment using carbolic acid. What's left of him is now encased in a completely terrifying wax effigy that shows him wide awake inside of his casket.
he's just like, let me out.
Yep.
I love Jesus.
I pray to be released from this horrible prison.
No, he's long fucking dead. He don't give a shit. His body's just a husk the Catholic Church uses to fucking get money from suckers. A husk.
I used the word husk earlier. Now you're using it. You stealing my word, Scotty?
You own the word husk?
Yeah.
Yeah, TJ
Okay, prove
coined
it.
it.
Prove it.
I trademarked that shit.
2006, The Amazing
You're a liar,
Atheist.
TJ.
Husk.
Guys, husk. For all
Yeah.
time, I own the word husk.
I
Anyone
just want
use
you
the
guys
word
to know. Husk is mine.
husk? Fuck you.
Fine, you can have it. I don't need it.
Thanks.
You're
Let's
a
talk
husk
about
of a
some.
man, TJ.
Let's talk about some weird wakes. We've talked about some bodies being preserved. Let's talk about some weird wakes that have happened. So, modern extreme embalming, by all accounts, began in Puerto Rico, of all places. The practice is far more common there than anywhere else. The Marin Funeral Home in San Juan is behind many of the modern-day muerto paraos, meaning dead man standing funerals.
So this is that weird
I've seen this
urge
before.
to like preserve people in a lifelike state.
Yes.
I guess there's some people this comforts them with like they're not really dead.
Yeah, look, he's doing the thing he loved. He's riding his
Yeah.
motorcycle.
For the rest of eternity, he just gets to ride his motorcycle forever and ever, just
Yep.
like he liked in life.
So this is David Morales Colon, a 22-year-old Puerto Rican man who was shot to death in 2010. Instead of the traditional presentation of the body laying in the casket, Mr. Colon's corpse, dressed in casual duds and sunglasses, was posed in a very lifelike position atop of his favorite little Honda motorcycle that he would tool around on. I guess it was his little calling card was this motorcycle, and so that's how they wanted to show him off at the funeral.
So this is not like a permanent fixture. This is just like how his corpse was presented at the funeral.
Yes, and then of course they took it down and buried it. But like at the funeral, when you came to pay your respects to him, this is how he looked.
So when you went up to the casket, instead of going up to the casket,
there was this.
Like, go talk to him. You fucking walk up to this ridiculous bullshit.
Yeah, you go up to pay your respects, and you paid your respects to him sitting on a fucking motorcycle like this.
You know what I did? I'd go up there. I'd whisper right in his ear. This is the worst fucking funeral I've ever fucking been to. I'm glad you're fucking dead if this is what you want to subject me to. Get your ass in a casket and look fucking dead. I want to put you to fucking rest, fucking Juan or whatever the fuck.
Nah, dude. He forever cruising the streets of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Man. Dude, the legends say he cruises Puerto Rico still, TJ.
Searching for crime.
Later that same year, Fernando de Jesus Diez Bieto stole the spotlight when he appeared at his own funeral, seated in a chair with his eyes wide open. This became the first case of extreme embalming featuring open eyes. Mr. Bieto had been shot 15 times in the Villa Carolina neighborhood of San Juan. Seems like a pretty violent place. Everybody's getting shot.
It's fine. It's fine.
And his family decided to pay tribute to him as if he was still alive. Damaris Marin, the owner of the Marin Funeral Home, said they worked closely with the family to achieve the desired effect. Maureen said she's come under criticism over the non-traditional funerals, but said she's only looking to please the family and assist in their mourning. How this would assist in the mourning, maybe, I don't know. Seeing them in a
it was so realistic that the guy that shot him actually showed up at the funeral and put a few more bullets in him just for good measure.
He's like, man, why won't you die? Oh, my bad. I didn't realize this is his funeral. Fuck, man.
He's dead. Sorry about
egg
that.
on my face.
Sorry, awkward moment, y'all. I gotta go.
Sorry for your loss.
So where you guys are at? Good old New Orleans has jumped on the crazy funeral train too down there, boy.
No.
That's right, TJ. You better get with the program there, boy.
Oh, no.
You planning on just laying up in a casket, boy? You from the swamp. You need to be posed playing a video game, boy.
He's living next to Doritos and a fucking Barks root beer playing a fucking video game.
That's how he liked to live, man. He was sitting in his chair playing an Xbox, man. That's how we do down here. So, this is Renard Matthews. He attended his own wake, seated in a chair, playing video games just like he loved to do in life. Once again, shot dead while walking his dog.
I'm noticing that there seems to be like a cross section of like people who get shot to death and people who like this corny bullshit.
Maybe
Also,
that's because they're oftentimes, they're young. That's true. So all three of the people were young. And oftentimes you can imagine like people, like if you die of a heart attack or something or some natural cause, it's one thing. But like maybe people just want to see them as they were one last time. You know what I mean? Because they were taken so suddenly by a violent act or whatever. Definitely not my cup of tea, but I'm trying not to judge folks, you know?
I mean, like, this is not all that different than what your mama wanted, Paul.
My mom wants this shit. She wants her body to be propped up in the house and for a party to happen while she's there. And we were supposed to keep a cold beer in her hand. And I'm just like, Mom, you want that in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up first, because it ain't happening. Sorry. I'll respect your wishes to a point, but maybe we'll do like a wake at the house or some shit, but your ass is in a coffin.
Yeah, I ain't pardoning with your corpse. Sorry.
Nope. So he was shot dead walking his dog. By his side, he's got a Barks root beer, some nacho cheese Doritos, Little Debbie zebra cakes, all his favorite things. And he's wearing there's a basketball game on the TV in front of him too so he's a big Celtics fan, I guess.
Is he playing? He's just holding the control while watching basketball.
Yeah.
Well, they were
He's not really playing Xbox
things. They were trying to get all the things that he liked. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So he'd watch some basketball, play some video games, eat some Doritos and zebra cakes. You know what I mean?
Well, he didn't get shot for that.
But this is not the only New Orleansian to go through this process.
Man, are you fucking shitting me?
This is Miriam May Burbank.
Okay.
Wanting to demonstrate their mom, who died at the age of 53 at cancer, had been full of life. Miriam's daughters decided they wanted to exit to have a party feel. So my mom gave birth to
this
the
is
wrong
literally
children.
This is literally your mom's wish here. She's got the beer and everything.
Yeah.
Yep. She just born to the wrong children because, as much as I respect my mother, I'm not doing this. So,
I was like, no, I can't see like this, Mom. Sorry. I love you too much. I just can't do it.
She's fine. She's drinking a beer. She's over there. She's just fine.
Pictured here with a glass of Busch beer, a menthol cigarette, and a New Orleans Saint-themed manicure. Miriam Burbank attended one last party, her funeral. Burbank was posed sitting at the table in the living room with a disco ball glittering overhead to set the mood. I can't imagine that it decreepified it much.
My mom's dead. Get out the disco ball.
Yeah, having a good time here.
Woo.
So there she is. Yeah, I'm propped up there. Let's close out the episode today with some crazy celeb funerals. I'm sure you've heard of some of these. On August 20th, 2005, Hunter S. Thompson's cremated ashes were fired from a 153-foot tall tower, topped with the infamous double-thumbed fist clutching a peyote button. So the explosive send-off was held on Thompson's Woody Creek property, accompanied by red, white, and blue fireworks display. Among Thompson's friends attending were actors Sean Penn. Bill Murray got to be there, but Bill Murray's everywhere.
I mean, it's Bill Murray, yeah.
He's a multi-dimensional entity, so he's wherever he wants to be. Johnny Depp was there as well. Johnny Depp, a really close friend of Hunter S. Thompson.
And two of those three men have portrayed Hunter S. Thompson in films.
And Johnny Depp paid for this. This was I think $5 million. It was a huge amount of money to do this too.
Yep. This wasn't just a spur-of-the-moment idea to honor his memory. In an interview with the BBC in 1978, Thompson first suggested that instead of a funeral, he would like to say farewell to his friends at a party where his ashes would be shot from a cannon. Hunter told us over and over that he was serious about firing his ashes into the sky. The Gonzo writer's son, Juan Thompson, said in 2005. He kept saying, this is not just one of his deranged ideas. He was serious on this one. He said we should hear his friends talking, hear ice clinking and whiskey glasses, and then the cannon blasts off. And that's the end of Hunter. So there's a picture of him being blasted out.
Cool.
Pretty good.
Yeah, way less creepy than like prop my body in the fucking chair and make it look like I'm still alive.
A little more expensive, though.
See, at least this one actually accepts death. The problem I have with all those other ones is like, it's all just a refusal to accept the fact that someone is dead.
Well, is it though? It's like going like, one more day we're going to party with you and then you're gone. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. But it's not true. They're dead.
And it's the same thing here. They all partied. He wanted them all to party and then he's gone. It's the same shit. It's just less creepy, right?
I guess it doesn't rub me the wrong way the way the other ones do, but maybe I have more of a Hunter S. Thompson fucking mindset than I do
or maybe you have a more
whoever else.
Maybe you just have more tolerance of ashes than
bodies,
that's
true.
You know?
Than a fucking corpse.
So the next story about
but actually it would be hilarious if they'd actually shot Hunter S. Thompson's dead body out of a cannon though.
That would be great. That would have been great, but
that would have been pretty fucking epic. So
he didn't want it.
I don't know.
He didn't want it. So this has some controversy around it.
Okay.
So the day after Tupac died, he was cremated and his remains were given to his mother, Afeni Shakur. Afeni has said that she spread her son's ashes over a special place in L.A. and that she took the remaining ashes back to her home, spreading the rest of the ashes in her garden. However, her story changed on the 10th anniversary of Tupac's death, which was in 2006. Then his mother started to claim that she took his ashes to Soweto in South Africa, which according to her is the birthplace of his ancestors. She also says that Soweto is the birthplace of the South African struggle for democracy against apartheid, which apparently had great influence over his views on the struggle for black rights. She said events that happened in Soweto are so much a part of our history, and it will be an honor for my son to rest in this eternal special place.
That's a lie. The first story is true. She thought of something better later, and she's like, I'll just say that.
Yeah, I saved some of the ashes for that. Yeah.
Well, she just pretty much outright changed the story to like, yeah, I spread his ashes around. Like, because why would you not say that at the time if that was what you did?
Well, that's what she probably said she was called on, I'm assuming. She already made. I mean, I guess she, it could be just 10 years went by and she just forgot.
Maybe
and was like,
she
I did this.
sprinkled. Maybe she saved a little. Like she sprinkled some of his ashes on the garden and kept a little vial to take to Soweto.
I mean, that's a pretty generous interpretation of.
And
the
then
facts,
she just neglected to mention it back then.
Well, I guess there's another story too.
There is a third story, one that's a little bit wilder than a mom just trying to lionize her son 10 years after his death.
Okay.
A rumor had been circulating for years that his bandmates smoked his ashes rolled in a blunt. Some of them, at least. A sprinkling of Tupac went into a blunt and was smoked by his homies. In an interview in 2011, the old band Outlaws confirmed the rumor and said they had a little memorial for him with his mom and family. We'd hit the beach, threw in a lot of shit he liked at the beach, some weed, some chicken wings. He loved orange soda. Pac loved that kind of shit. So we were giving him our own farewell. If you listen to Black Jesus, he said, "Last wishes, neighbors, smoke my ashes." That was the request that he had. Now, how serious was he about it? We took it serious. The Outlaws claimed that Afeni Shakur was present and joined in. Afeni Shakur and the rest of Tupac's family deny this. According to BET, Afeni has stated she would never have agreed to that and said the Outlaws could only have done this by stealing some of Tupac's ashes. It's unclear who's telling the whole story.
They are
here.
outlaws, right? So.
They are the Outlaws, so stealing shit seems like something the guys that called the Outlaws would do. So it
sounds like a lot of shit. A lot of shit was going down with Tupac's ashes, man.
Who knows?
A lot of stuff happened.
You know, I choose to believe them all.
Yeah.
All that happened. Outlaw smoked Tupac. His mom went to Soweto.
The ashes are in L.A. and at the garden, and they're in the Soweto, and they're in the lungs of the Outlaws and Afeni Shakur. There you go.
Yeah, why not?
It all makes sense.
Maybe it's all true. Maybe none of it is true. Who knows? Just like the way he died, we're just never going to quite know, I think, what happened to his body afterwards. That's just
The
way it
truth is, a clumsy waiter spilled the ashes.
That would be kind of
And
sad.
they got all stuck in the carpet, and then the Roomba got them.
The Roomba got him
Yeah.
back in 96.
It was an early Roomba.
Very early Roomba.
Yeah.
So that's what I got for you. Some weird funerals, weird embalming, weird shit to be done to you after death if you want, I guess.
Cool.
All right.
Thankfully, I'm not going to die, so I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.